Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Stroud Battlecruiser. So, the Stroud Battlecruiser is a Class C combat vessel, and it is designed to go ahead and head on out to distant stars and state that they're now yours. So, with that, this has to go ahead and support a large crew with a large crew capacity, have somewhere that the crew can relax in between their engagements, have plenty of cargo capacity and fuel, so that way you can get to wherever you're going, and of course, B Class C. Now, another fun note about this one is that while most of the time my ship designs are going to be some sort of merged build, where I take the base game, but I will flip glitch pieces into place, this ship is completely vanilla. You do not need to do any flip glitches. You can just build this exactly as is. Now, this is a Stroud Battlecruiser, which means that you can pick up everything you need for this ship from these Stroud Star Yards. Ugh, one of these days I'm going to learn to talk properly, too. Now, normally I would go ahead and just start out over by the Star Yards, but one of the things I really like about this vessel is getting on and off. So, taking a look here, you can see that we basically have two little underside pods, and then the larger central one, and that is how you enter and exit the ship, from right underneath. Now, also, normally your vehicle would start right over here as well, but I went wandering off because, I'm easily distracted. But let's go ahead, start with a tour, and then I'll show you how the ship is built, and then we'll see if anybody's around in Serpentis to party. So, as usual, we enter into an armory. Then, going up one, we find ourselves immediately in a 2x2 living quarters. Coming on over here, we have a door right here, leading into a little storeroom. And then this is also where we have our docking access. Continuing on, we enter into the Stroud Mess Hall. Over here, we have a little door here, and this is leading us into the cargo hall. Then, we will get back to that ladder momentarily. We enter into the kitchen area, and off the kitchens, we find this door leading into another 2x2 living quarters. Back here, we can open this door, and we have a Stroud all-in-one. Through this door, we have another Stroud all-in-one. And then over here, we have a little ladder going down to another all-in-one. Finally, we come back on over to our favorite ladder. Going up one level, we find ourselves in a 1x1 companionway as we knock more things off the walls. Forward of this, we have our battle stations. We also have our infirmary. And we have another all-in-one, complete with a window. Coming back here, we go up to another companionway. And this one leads us into our captain's quarters. Finally, at the top of the ladder, we have our Kontiki Bridge. And that is the ship. So let's go ahead, pop on up to the Star Yard, and see how it's built. All right. So we are going to come on over here and talk to Havishar.
If you need any Stroud Eklund, maybe let's get you set up.
Okay. And of course, the first thing that we need to do is get our colors in our palette. We have gray, the exact same gray, and gold. And then select all and delete. Alright, so how do we build this ship? Well, we are of course going to start with our Stability Pro landing bay. And this is immediately connecting into our armory. On the back of the armory, we have the 2x2 living quarters. On the front, we will have a companionway. And then right over here, we will go ahead and add our docker. Then, I'm going to come on over here, and we're going to add the mess hall. And in front of the mess hall, we will add our cargo hall. Then over here, we will go ahead and grab another living quarters. And then behind that, we will go ahead and grab an A and a B all in one. Then over here, to mimic what's on the other side, we'll grab another all in one. And then right here, we will go ahead and grab another companionway. And then another companionway. And then we'll go ahead and grab our battle stations. And an infirmary. And an all-in-one. And a captain's quarters. Then on the end of this, let's go ahead and toss on that porthole. While up here, we will go ahead and add on that Kontiki bridge. Alrighty. Next, we're going to come around to the underside here, and we are going to add our landing gear. So we have a 5 landing gear on this side of the ship, and a 6 on this side. Alright, next up, right behind this companionway, I'm going to go ahead and place my grav drive. And for this ship, I was able to get away with an RD3000 beta grav drive. Over here, let's go ahead and toss our cargo down, which is a pair of Galleon S204 cargo holds. Then on each side of the grav drive, I'm going to go ahead and put a 500T HE3 tank. And then behind the grav drive, I'm going to go ahead and place my reactor, which is going to be a Pinch 8Z. Finally, for the mandatory pieces, we're going to go ahead and grab our engines. And for this ship, I am using 6 SAL 6330s. Now, if you completed the main quest, you will actually have access to the SAL 6880s, which are better than these, provided that you make a couple of specific choices. However, just like why I don't fit all of my ships out with the Vanguard equipment, I'm also not using the 6880s because I do not want you to have to be unable to build the ship without going through and completing certain quest lines. So, as such, we're using the 6330s. Now, one of the other things that I would normally do is I would go ahead and hide my shield and my fuel and so on underneath some of the various attachment points. However, because there was somewhere that I could put everything on without needing any flip glitches, I decided to say heck with it and just place a shield down somewhere on the ship, which is going to be the SG-1800, and not worry about flipping that into place. If you want to hide your shield, though, go ahead and do it. Alright, so that is everything except for our weapons and structural elements. So let's go ahead and pop into that structural. And we are going to go ahead and place nose cap Bs and Stroud cap As on the front of the ship. And then on the front of each of these little side toboggans, I will see if I can actually click on the correct icons and copy that over on both sides of the ship. Then I'm going to place these Stroud cap Ds on each side of this all-in-one. Back here, I'm going to go ahead and put the cap A's on reversed. And then also place on the cap C. And then I'm going to take the 3 long Stroud cowling. Oh, come on. And flip it into place on each side of this ship. Finally, somewhere along these sides, does not really matter where, I'm going to go ahead and place a horizon weapon mount. And again, if you are using the ship flip glitch and you want to hide this, the very easiest spot would be to just go ahead, place it right here, and flip that into place. However, as I said, I decided to go ahead and just not on this one. So you can place it literally anywhere you want on your ship. Alrighty. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and add in my weapons. Now for this ship, I'm using 3 Obliterator 250 MEVs. Then I am placing 4 PBO 300s. And then I'm placing 3 obliterated 250 alpha turrets. Now, one of the things that I will note here is that if you wanted to, you could very easily go ahead and swap a little bit of this around, so that way you don't need to have these horizon weapon mounts. However, the best spots to connect them would be on one of these Stroud caps, and because of that, you might need to flip glitch it into place or drop it into place somehow. And since I had already done so much of the ship without needing any glitches, I decided to go ahead and finish the ship without them. Alright, last step, let's go ahead and paint this ship. There we go, a dark gray and gold scheme. Drop power to our engines. And see if I have still scared everyone away from Serpentis. Well, it looks like it'll at least get some friends to play with. Alright. Okay. Well, looks like even on extreme difficulty, if you come across a couple of rank 2 or 3 opposing ships, you do actually need to take action and avoid some of the damage. Alright. And there we go. Let's go ahead and quickly grab some loot. Perfect. Ship parts. And you're too far away. Alright, looks like we got 2 grounds of hostile activity. And 3 targets here. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and check out that other little bit of activity. And looks like we have just 2 friends here today. Alrighty. And there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and call it there. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you very much. And I will see you in the next one.